Perry Pencil.
Hello, welcome to Perry Pencil. Today we're going to concentrate on drawing a 3/4 view of the human head. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to always start off with a box shape. And go ahead and go in here with a light sketch. Notice it's on an angle here. I'm going to try and go a little darker so you can see these lines clearer. And then you want to come down on an angle like this, right? So you got this shape going this way. Always follow my finger and then going this way. Then what you want to do is you have another line going the exact same way this line is going. Then you want to have the line that matches this line here on an angle. And the way I do it is I slide my pencil this way and I come down here and slide the pencil this way. So that way it feels the same as it did up here. And you got yourself a box that's kind of on an angle or a rectangle. Now you want to come the opposite way of this and come this way. And then you want to match this line here and bring that over here. So move over here so you can see it, or bring my arm around this way. Come up exactly the way you see this. So when you start off a 3/4 view of the human head, you want to start with a box shape, and that's almost with any drawing. Even if it's a frontal view, it's flat, but it's like a rectangular shape. But this, in this case, is a 3-dimension of that, and it's going to be on a 3/4 angle. So you'll understand that in a moment when I break that down for you. So you want to bring this line match with this line. So essentially, it's 1, 2, 3. And when you see what I'm doing, I'm not worrying about the lines and how straight they are with a ruler. That takes too much time, and sometimes it could be very, very frustrating. So learn to draw freehand when you're doing these kind of lines for your drawings. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work off of this shape where the front meets the side here. And I'm going to divide that in half very lightly. So this is going to be the determining of the eyes, nose, mouth. And then what you want to do is, and this is important because what you have here is you have a line going on diagonal this way, right? So then you want to put an eye line here the same way. So the only thing it is the same thing of matching lines that's on the same axis. So this is going this way. You got your eyes, the eye line going this way. Then you have the nose, right? And then finally you have the mouth. When you put the mouth line in, notice that it's closer to where the nose is. You don't want it all the way down here. Then it makes the person not look right. Their features will look different or strange. Okay, so now when you want to go from the front to the side, you want to bring the line and match this over here. Okay, so it's going to go this way and then this way. Same thing where the nose line is, in this way. Same thing with the mouth. All right, so off of this, what I would like to do is I'm going to work on the outer side of the head shape. And this is the way I do it. This is not a rule of thumb, meaning that you have to do it exactly the way I do it, or anybody else might have a different way they do it. But this is how it works for me. Okay, so you want a line going here. This would be, I'll explain this line as well later. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come off the edge here and come around. Notice what I'm doing. I'm using the box, right? The box is going to help me shape the head. So you want to come around, and I'm going to come off the edge here where the eye line is. Bring that in. Right here, we're going to do the cheekbone on the outer side. Come down this way, and right now what I'm doing is forming the outer side of the face. Okay. Now what happens from here is we can go ahead and work off of, and I'm going to switch my pencil here. This is the exterior pencil that I'm using to make the darker lines. Now I'm going to go ahead and use 0.9 lead mechanical pencil. Okay, so from here what we're going to do is put the nose in. So you want to go ahead and start, and notice I have a line in the center here for us to go by. And we're going to put the bridge of the nose in, bring that down, and bring it out again. Come around like this. So what's happening is that I'm giving myself a reference off of everything. Everything is going to line up. And that way I'll know where I want everything to be off of every line. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that eyebrow line in. that's going to come in and around like this. Okay, and you'll start to see this come together in just a minute here. So now what I'm going to do is come over here and put the left eyebrow in. So what you want to do is you want to come up. And here you can start to freely draw and shape the way you want your character to look, what kind of expression you want them to have. And then this is where the front meets the side over here. Okay, now I'm going to drop down. I'm going to put the left eye in. So off of the eye line, what you want to do is put a circle here. And what this is going to do is help you gauge where the eye is going to be, where the eye socket is. Bring that around like this. Now the difference is going to be with the eye that's closest to you and the eye that's away from you underneath this is going to be a bit smaller. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring this in, right? Just like that. If you notice, I made that significantly smaller. And I am going to correct this cheekbone here. I don't like it. One thing I want to encourage on my videos is not about being perfect. It's about getting it the way you want it to look. If you see that there's a mistake there or something you don't like, no need to be prideful as an artist. Go ahead and correct that, and then go from there. If you notice, I'm moving this over off just a little slightly, you know, so that way there's enough shape coming in between here and it doesn't apprehend what I'm trying to do here. And also with the nose, I want the nose to come over just a little bit. All right, now we're going to go ahead and work on the mouth. With the mouth, we're just going to drop in the mouth here. And then put a line for the indication of the bottom of the lip. All right. Now, when you drop in the iris or the retina, you want to drop it in like this, and then just kind of put a circle off of that. Like maybe he's looking up. So you can drop that in like that there. Now we're going to work on the other side of his nose, which would be the nostril and the outer part of the nostril. So you drop it in like that and get it to where you're satisfied. And then off of this, and bring this down and then have the end of that come up. Alright, now we're going to drop the chin in. What I usually like to do, if you notice, come off the bottom of the lip and drop this line in here. And bring this around. I'm gonna go ahead and shade those eyebrows in so I don't forget. Do the same thing with this right eyebrow. And let's go in here, put a little glare so that the light that's reflecting off of it from the camera is going to show. And do the same thing for his right eye. I need this to be a little more clean here. Alright. So off this line here is going to be the other cheekbone. So if you notice, I'm going to just drop that in like this. Just keep it simple. I try not to go too crazy with a bunch of lines because it will confuse you. I used to do that when I first started really getting into the drawing, and it often confused me. And so instead of keep confusing yourself, minimize the lines as much as possible. So here, off of this line here, we're going to work on the jawbone here, and just bring that on around like this, and just freehand it, sketch it out until you get it to where you want it to be, then finalize it. And of course, off the eye line and the nose line here, we can drop that ear in. Of course, the ear is very typical shape, the C shape I call it, and you drop in the detail of the ear. And at this point, if need be, you need to slow down the video or pause it. Feel free, because I'm moving relatively quick. But just to recap on what I just did, if you can follow the pencil, I went down and up and around. It's just following shapes. Every shape doesn't have a name to it. So I usually don't get caught up in names for everything because I want to be a lot less confusing, or less confusing as possible. So we have our air shape here. Move this up just a little bit. That cleft in the center is bothering me a little bit. And bring that around. All right. Let's drop a few things in here. Now for this drawing, I wasn't going to do hair because again, this is how to draw a 3/4 view of the head. So that's what we're concentrating on. I don't want to overcomplicate the illustration here. So if you notice, I'm roughing in the back of his, the back side of his head here. And usually you can lightly put that in because usually I like to draw and make the neck thick, like, you know, like the guy works out a little bit and he might have his head bent this way. Okay. And of course, off of this, we'll have a line come in for his neck. Drop that in like that. And have his shoulder kind of come off of that. Maybe he's a boxer, I don't know. But you can kind of create a story off of what you want the character to look like, and it kind of looks like he is about to throw a left or a right punch or something like that. So let's just have that come out like this. Alright, so this is how you draw a 3/4 human head. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up all these unwanted lines here, straighten it up, make it look all nice and neat for you. And until next time, take care.